I went and done it again. Went out and bought a bunch of books, and so I thought I'd plan another book haul. I was hoping to do it at the end of the month, but I've got so many I wanted to go ahead and get her done. I'm going to go through some Star Trek books first. These I got for 50 cents each. Star Trek New Earth, book 5 of 6, Thin Air by Christine Catherine Rusch and Dean Wesley Smith. I got all these for 50 cents. A Time for War, A Time for Peace by Keith R.A. DiCandido. I will say I've never read a Star Trek novel. I've watched Star Trek, and I love the Star Trek TV shows and the movies, but I've never actually read a novel, and so I'll have to rectify that. This is Diane Duane, The Empty Chair. Best Destiny by Diane Carey. Another one of these New Earths, book 3 of 6, Rough Trails. Deep Victory by William Shatner. The Idic Epidemic by Jean Laura. A Time to Sow, Dayton Ward and Kevin Dillmore. Errand of Vengeance, The Edge of the Sword, Kevin Ryan. I haven't taken this label off. The Final Nexus by Jean DeWeese. The Rift by Peter David. And Federation by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. And then finally, as far as the Star Trek ones, another New Earth, Wagon Train to the Stars, Diane Carey. I will say I have about 30 Star Trek books right now, and I got them all for, a lot of them for 20 cents, these for 50 cents. And so I thought, well, I've got quite a collection. I ought to see how many Star Trek novels there are out there. And I was surprised to find there's like 850 Star Trek novelizations. It's just crazy. Roger Zelazny, Nine Princes and Amber. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book. I haven't read it yet. William Dietz, Legion of the Damned. I've been collecting some of his. I've got several. Robert Charles Wilson, Vortex. I believe there's 3 in the series. I read the first one, Spin. I haven't read any of the others. Really enjoyed Spin. The Once and Future King, T.H. White, classic fantasy. My son said it was a really good book. I haven't read it yet. Stephen Lawhead, The Sword and the Flame. I read his Pendragon series, Taliesin, Merlin, all those, and really enjoyed those. I haven't read those. And then I got, these are, again, the 50-cent ones. Omega Sub, J.D. Cameron. I got all 6 in the series. Number 1. Number 2, Command Decision. Number 3, City of Fear. Number 4, Blood Tide. Number 5, Death Dive. And number 6, Raven Rising. I think this is kind of a post-apocalyptic kind of thing. These are actually rated around 4 on Goodreads, so they should be pretty good. Jack Campbell, Boundless. This is part of the Lost Fleet series. I read the first one, Dauntless, really enjoyed it. I need to pick it up and finish the series. I have the books, and now this of a spin-off series, which I think that's the first one I have of the spin-off. C.S. Lewis, Paralandra. I've got this space trilogy. Let me back up and say I used to have it. I read it years and years ago, but it's been so long, I'd like to pick it up and read it again. So once I pick those up, I'll reread it. South Shore by Cherryh S. Tepper. Battle for Terra 2, Stephen Ames Barry. And then the last of the mass market paperbacks, Enchanters Endgame, David Eddings. This one I bought new, Jacob Holo, the Dyson file. This is part of the Gordian Division series with David Weber, and I've got all the books that David Weber wrote or co-wrote, but I didn't have this one. I couldn't find it used, and so I bought that new. And then I've been gradually collecting more David Weber. This one's David and John Ringo, March to the Sea. In Fury Born. March to the Stars. These I got used at thrift stores or thriftstore.com, usually about $4 or $5 a book. Out of the Dark. This is a part of a trilogy, and I had the paperback, but the other 2 books I had were in hardback, so I wanted to get another hardback for that. David Weber, Timothy Zahn, and Thomas Pope, A Call to Arms. And then David Weber and Eric Flint, Cauldron of Ghosts. I'm gradually reading through David Weber. Right now I'm reading through the Safehold series. The Galaxy and the Ground Within. Becky Chambers, the one that wrote The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. And I haven't read any of her, but some of the booktubers I watch speak highly of these books, and so I got a good price on these, like $1 or $2 each. So I just need to find the first one in that series. Jack Chalker, Shadow of the Well of Souls. And I've got a bunch of Jack Chalker and mass market paperback, and so I was glad to pick up that one too. Alfred Bester, The Computer Connection. James S.A. Corey, Abaddon's Gate. I read the first book of the Expanse series, really enjoyed it. I may have read the second one, but it's been so long. This I picked up for $2 at an estate sale, so I'd like to pick those up and read those. Catherine Acero, Alpha. The Folk of the Fringe by Orson Scott Card. I've read and enjoyed several Orson Scott Card books, and so I do pick them up when I see them for a good price. What Might Have Been, Volumes 1 and 2, edited by Gregory Benford and Martin H. Greenberg. Kind of a alternate history, I suppose. Araminta Station by Jack Vance. John Ringo, The Last Centurion. And I've got some Anne McCaffrey books, Acorna's People. Power Play. And Acorna's Quest. And then I've been collecting C.J. Cherryh because I plan to start the Foreigner series. And so these I picked up at thrift books, usually around $4 to $5 a piece. Conspirator. Pretender. Destroyer. Betrayer. Resurgence. And then two that aren't in that series, Fortress in the Eye of Time. And then Rusalka. This one I got for free with free book coupon from thrift books from buying all this other stuff. So, and then I signed up for the Broken Binding science fiction, and I've gotten 2 books so far. The Doomsday Book by Connie Willis, and of course they always do such a good job on these. And I've not read this one. And then I have saved the best for last, Hyperion. The first 2 books of the 4 are my favorite, and I just love these books. And so I was glad to see this as part of the Broken Binding offerings. And so, yeah, that's my big book haul. Obviously, I have a problem of buying too many books, but hey, it's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. If you're still with me, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support of this channel. And let me remind you to stay legendary.